Hi everyone, it's Jan, and I have been waiting a long time to be able to share this with you. I had showed you in a previous video when I was just getting started with it, and then our lives got a little crazy around our house, and I have had to work on it 2 minutes here, 10 minutes there, and it's taken me a little bit longer. But this is an well, you know, it started out as a mini album. It's not so much mini as it is the maximized, smaller than large album. Can't really call it mini. But that's what happens when you're actually working with a group of pictures and trying to document a story that spans almost 80 years. This is a book that I did for my dad, who was turning 83, I believe, this year for his birthday. And his favorite hobby, favorite thing besides golf is hunting, and he's been hunting since he was a little tyke. So I put this together, and the reason that I'm going to go into such detail on this is not so much that you're probably interested in the detailed chronology of my dad's life, although for our family it's going to be a great record for that, but because it's one of those things, for me, it's much easier to create mini albums where I don't necessarily have specific pictures in mind, because I can kind of be more artistic, I find, and free with it. When I have a set group of pictures, I'm struggling to find places to put them all. And so I thought I would show you some of the places that I have tucked pictures in that would maybe give you some ideas on that as well. So as you can see, and I'm going to show you this binding, because this binding is kind of unique. I don't know if you can see down inside here. These are two of those. I made a set of binding rings that were soft and pliable, because as this got really thick, it needed to be able to give and move. Putting even a really big jump ring in it just was not working. So what I used were two of those 7 Gypsy cable rings, and because you can screw one into the other, I made it a really big ring by attaching 2 of them together, and it really does help all of this. And then I used some ribbon and made a casing to cover it up. It's just so that the ribbons slide easily on here, and that you're not really seeing the cable, because this was all kind of vintagey. And then this is all just cream colored seam binding that I sprayed with glimmer mist and crumpled up and then heat set. So kind of fun, easy way to add some of that kind of detail. And then here are just a few little charms on here. I have a Tim Holtz key and philosophy tag, and then I used one of the fragment charms and put a sticker behind it, and then a fishing bobber. So anyway, so here's the cover of it. This is I used one of the Michaels dollar mini albums to make the nameplate on it. So I think may have shown you this, but I'll just kind of back up. This is my dad when he was 21, and I actually have his 21st, his hunting license from when he was 21, so I thought that would be kind of fun. And this is his dad, and you know, his dad really is the one that taught he and his brother to hunt. And so I put some journaling inside this file folder thing and put a picture of him and his brother in here, and just tried to use some vintage elements and ephemera kind things. And then you saw the picture of he and his brother when they were little, and this is, sorry for the glare, this is the 2 of them. This is my dad and his brother, my Uncle Jerry, my dad and his brother. And I made just kind of a pocket here just by cutting some mirroring little pockets and lining them. And then these little holes in here that, to me, I was trying to make them look like you know, bullet holes that they'd shot in a sign or something. I just used my Big Bite and made some small holes, made some big ones, and then just put some distress ink around them. This is a tag that I made, and I've shown you this technique on the texture fades techniques, where I put book paper down on it and then run it through the texture plate and do glimmer mist and some distress ink on it. So it makes a really nice little tag. This is an old business card that my Uncle Jerry had. He was a taxidermist. So, you know, I've been kind of collecting things for a while, waiting to do this book for my dad, and finally got busy and did it. And here's some more pictures. This is a picture of an owl that came on a, I think it was put out by Arm & Hammer. They were these little cards that would come in the packages of various products. They were kind of some old advertising. So here is, now you've seen me do this slider card before, and I've done a tutorial on how to do this, but just did a stamp and some Copic coloring, and then put it on one of the texture fade backgrounds, and then hid some journaling in there. These are some pictures of me and my sister. This is me, this is my sister. He was really fortunate that his girls love fishing. Put some crackle accents around up here. And this is an idea that I came up with the new wildlife cartridge, and I think that this actual image came from Camp Out. And what I did was I used the Cricut markers to draw the fish, and then I made my 8x8 template around it so that these various animals here extend out past the page. The fish and the deer and the turkey and the quail. And these are some postcards from a fishing lodge that we as a family would go to up in Minnesota, in Ely, Minnesota. When we would drive in, they would have, there's a sign there that says Kirk's Lodge, so I just used the Tim Holtz hanging sign die. Now this is one of those pages right here, I'm going to show you this, where I created something, and I'm going to do a separate tutorial to show you how I did it, because now that I've kind of come up with it, I'm going to use it a lot. It was a way for me to put lots of photographs and journaling places, and now that you've seen what it looks like, I'm going to take all the pictures out and you can see the basic part of it. And what it is it's a 2-inch wide piece of chipboard, actually 2 pieces, and then I cut one of the Tim Holtz Baroque dies and covered it with some stamping and some texture fades and all that. And I'll show you all that in a tutorial. I want you to see how we did that. I used the only part of the texture fade on the paper, and then used some Copic markers and some glimmer mist. But I created this little accordion thing in here that all of them can go down in. So all of these little tags that I made just fit down in there. Kind of a fun way to be able to put lots and lots of pictures in.